So that, if we're having advice, we're going to the next section now of the podcast, which is advice for your first gig. So those musicians who are out there, who have been there to open mic nights and have done all those, and now they're out doing their first gig.
Paid gig.
Their first paid gig.
Yeah.
Let's go through it. We're going to each have 5 tips.
We do. Stuff that we've learned for like 10 years of gigging and stuff. So, like, advice number 1, I know it sounds really like off-putting and sort of puts you off music and doing it, but don't expect much from your first gig. Like, I know lots of people who like have come to me for advice and they're like, oh, I can't wait for everyone to be singing along and like it's going to be packed. It's like, not every gig's packed. Not everyone's going to be singing along. Sometimes there'll be gigs where it's just background noise.
Yeah.
Like the drill that's background noise in right now.
Yeah, I don't know if they can hear it on the microphone, but there's people doing like refurbs on their home literally next door.
Dear me.
I know.
My advice number 2, be on time. And that's not just turn up at 8 o'clock when you start to play. Be there at least sort of a good hour, 45 minutes before, so you can set up, warm up, get a drink, find a good place to set up. And if it's your first time, equate yourself with the manager and the staff.
Yeah, definitely.
Makes it a lot easier, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does.
And plus, if you're friendly with the staff and you're on time, you may get booked again.
Yes.
Which is always good.
Yeah.
Remember to learn from your failures as well.
Yeah.
I think you learn more from your failures than you do from your successes.
100%.
Absolutely.
Especially, I mean, when I first started, I used to forget things.
Oh, I did.
So I think once I forgot like my lyrics folder, or I think once I forgot my mic stand, which is horrendous when you play guitar.
Can you imagine?
So I ended up getting like, this was like when I was really, really young. And my mum, I asked her to go back to the house and get the mic stand for me.
I've done
and in
that
the
before.
meantime, I'd gone outside and got a branch, and I gaffer taped. Always keep gaffer tape with you.
Gaffer tape is handy.
Gaffer tape is your life saviour.
It is.
Yeah, I gaffer taped a stick to my microphone, and then I gaffer taped it to my lyric stand as well. So it was just like that, and I just had to be like that. It was really funny.
I've done a similar sort of thing in London.
So I was just blowing a fly off my screen.
That's all good, buddy. I've done a similar thing when I was busking in London. I didn't have a mic stand, but I had a tripod stand. So I taped it to the top of a tripod. Not that one, but it worked pretty well.
That's brilliant.
Number 4 for me, learn your words. Like, if it's just like a half an hour set, learn pretty much all the words to your songs. But if it's like 45 minutes and you need a lyric folder, at least sort of know them well enough that you don't have to rely on them constantly, but it's good to have them there as a backup, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
And then number 5, just have fun with it. Have fun.
Yeah.
Because it is such a fun job.
It is. It's a rewarding job as well.
It really is.
It really is. Love it.
It is.
Aww.
Your 5.
My 5. Okay, number 1. I think it's always really important to make sure that you're always above board. Mm-hmm. So make sure that you come with an invoice.
Good shout.
So that you know exactly how much you're getting paid. You can hand it over to the person, to the manager, and they know exactly how much that they've got to pay you. And if you're a little bit shy and you don't like asking for money, which when it will be your first gig, I was always like, oh, who do I speak to for the money and how do I ask for it? It's always a bit confusing. So literally go up to them with an invoice and say, I have a present for you. Who does this belong to? Make it funny so that it's sort of like it's
so that's
not
always the
awkward
awkward thing, like chasing money and asking for it.
Yeah, make sure that before you do the gig, you know whether you're getting paid in cash or whether you're getting paid in bank transfer. Always, like, if I'm completely honest, I think if you're starting out as a musician, you need to go on something like QuickBooks.
Yeah, definitely.
Or I've got an accountant. I've always had an accountant. He's amazing. Always make sure that all of your gigs are above board. All of your stuff, even if it's cash, no matter what it is, it's better to be safe than sorry.
Speaking of that, one thing I forgot to mention, public liability insurance.
Yes.
That helps.
Yes.
Particularly for wedding work.
Yeah. Musicians Union, for those of you who want public liability insurance, Musicians Union cover you up to £10 million.
Yeah. And if you're a student, you get it for £20 each year, don't you?
And I think if you're not a student, it's something like £200 or £300.
But it's worth it.
For the year. Yeah, and you get, I think, I can't remember how much it is, but I know you get legal fees
You
with
do,
that as
yeah.
well. So if you need any advice, or you get into any problems or anything, then Musicians Union are there for you as well.
They
So
are.
that's quite
We'll
handy
link
for
their
you.
website in the show notes below.
Note to Connor.
Hey.
Number 2, I'd say bring someone with you to your first gig.
Absolutely.
So whether it's a family member or a friend that you can have that literally, no matter if anybody else is listening, that friend is there, and it's someone who's not going to heckle you.
True. It's always daunting, like being on a venue in your own, like when there's no one there that you know.
Yeah.
Like, you never know what the vibe's going to be. And if you've got someone there that is going to enjoy it, the chances are that's going to reflect on the rest of the audience and
Yeah.
they'll enjoy it too.
Of course it is. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
If you make a mistake, it's all good.
It is.
Probably nobody noticed.
Yeah.
Unless you stopped and went, oh God, I've messed that up. I'm really sorry. Just
Then
don't do
people
that.
notice.
Just pretend that you've just taken a very long breath and you're just feeling the song. Who
Yeah.
cares? Nobody cares. Everybody, they're there to enjoy something else probably, or they're there with their friends. They're there, or unless you're really lucky and your first gig is a gig where it's literally just you and everybody's there to see you. Nobody's going to care if you've messed
Exactly.
up. And
There's been many times where I've, like, it sounds really unprofessional, but there's been many times where I've, like, forgotten the words to the second verse and just repeat the first verse, but no one really notices.
yeah.
Because more than likely you'll be singing in a pub or somewhere and they'll be drinking
Yeah.
and they'll be out of their face and won't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, and if you do get those odd drinkers that are hecklers, it's best to kind of, remember that you are the one with the microphone.
Mm-hmm.
There's, I've had a few hecklers, and they're not saying anything negative, but they're being quite,
Annoying.
is the word derogatory towards me being a woman and playing guitar, and they've said some really awful things. I remember one that I probably shouldn't say that.
Oh God.
I'll say it and then we'll decide to edit it out later.
That's cool.
I was gigging in Hitchin once, and a guy came up to me with his friends, and he made sure that everyone in the pub could hear it, and he went, he said, I'd give her one. And
No.
I was literally in a bit of a bad mood because I'd had quite a few drunk guys making inappropriate comments, and this guy had made quite a few inappropriate comments before that, and he just looked like he was the kind of guy that just wanted to really make himself look big in front of his friends. So he was like, I'd give her one. And I looked at him on the microphone and everyone heard what he said, and I went, what, an STD? No, I'm okay, thank you.
Oh, mate.
And everyone
If it wasn't for, like, social distancing, a big fist bump for you right there, mate.
I was just like, it's
Who
just
says
so
that?
inappropriate to
It
say
is.
that. And the thing is, if you fancy someone or you think someone's good looking, one, either keep it to yourself, or two, after they've finished their set, come up to them, say, I think you're really good looking. Do you want to go out for a drink? Or
Be a gentleman about
be
it.
gentleman about it. And the thing is, like, I was in a relationship at that time, so I probably would have just been like, dude, I'm not interested, thank you very much. I'm in
Taken,
a
mate.
very happy relationship. However, he just really got on my nerves, and he kind of deserved it. So
Absolutely, mate.
yeah.
Respect. Hold
So
your own.
hecklers, hold your own. Maybe don't sort of say that kind of thing
Especially if it's your first gig.
on your first gig. But yeah, as you get older and
Your confidence builds.
Yeah, and you just to make sure that you're not a pushover.
True.
Yeah.
Very true.
Wear something that you feel comfortable in. Do not wear a low-cut top where you're going to feel conscious the whole time that if you're a woman, your boobs are coming out. We don't want that.
No one does.
Or
Not that
don't
kind of
wear
gig.
short skirts.
True.
Because if you're sitting down and gigging, no.
Don't wear a grey shirt either. Like, I'm wearing one now. I've worn this at gigs, and when it's warm and there's lights, sweat patches aren't the one.
Sweat patches.
They're not the one.
No. Sweat patches are not cool.
Mm-mm.
And number 5 for me, when you start your gig, make sure you have a drink with you.
Definitely.
Because there's nothing worse than getting like halfway through your set and thinking, oh my God, I'm so thirsty and I can't get the bartender's like eyesight and I can't ask them for a drink. And if somebody else asks me if I want a drink, I never take it from them anyway. Because
It's not worth the risk.
I just don't trust people in general, really.
No,
I think
that's
that's quite
fair.
a healthy way to be.
Definitely.
Yeah. So they're my 5 points for people taking music right into their first gig.
Definitely, mate. Sound advice.
Oh yeah.